I'm kicking this week's episode off with an early morning drive out to one of Far North Queensland's most photographed waterfalls, Josephine Falls. But capturing it properly isn't as simple as just turning up with a camera. Shutter speed, time of day and light all change the result. Today, I'm breaking down how I approach waterfall photography, so you can improve your results while seeing some incredible locations along the way. Alrighty, now I reckon I found my first photo. I've been walking around for a while just scoping out the area, which is something that I always do. So first thing, I just come in, put the camera bag down and then just walk around the area for like 5 or 10 minutes and just make sure I can figure out exactly how the feel of the place is and get that composition right. So after I've walked around for a bit, then I get out the camera and just shoot things handheld. And then once I'm pretty happy with how the composition looks, I'll get the tripod out, get the camera, chuck it on the tripod. Now for this one I already know, because I was shooting handheld, that I want it vertical. And because it's still pretty dark in here, it's still quite early. We're just starting to get some light on the waterfall now. But I know because it's dark, I only need to put the 3-stop ND filter on. I could almost get away without one. It's close, but I reckon I like to do a bit of a longer exposure on waterfalls. Now with busy places like this one, you definitely got to pick your times. That's why I'm here super early. There is no one else here. If you were to come to somewhere like this, say around lunchtime, then yeah, no, there would be people everywhere crawling all over the rocks, and then that's just a nightmare. I mean, you can Photoshop those people out, but man, it just makes it super easy when you got the whole place to yourself like this. Plus, for me as well, just my creativity just flows so much better when I'm on my own. I can focus way better. And then after I've taken my shot, or a few shots, I love to just look on the back of the camera and just make sure that it's nice and sharp. There's nothing worse than getting back on the computer when you're back home and the photos are horrible. Because it could just be something simple like maybe your tripod, the legs weren't actually straight, or it's too high up, just anything, something just super simple like that. And once I got my first shot in the bag, it always just takes off so much, I don't know, it's almost stress, I guess. Like you come in and you're like, oh no, is there a shot there, is it here? You freak out a little bit. But once I have the first one, I always just feel calm, and then it's like, all right, cool, now I can look for others. I know that I've got at least one in the bag. I've just come over to where these kind of roots are. Got all these roots just coming down from this tree up here, and they've all just hung and gone back up, and they're all twisted, and it just looks awesome. So I thought I'd try and get a snap in here as well. Just going to do a handheld shot. I also love dark and moody edits. If you've been watching for a while, you would know that. But especially with waterfalls, I like with a bit of light on there, nice and dark and moody, and then some real softness around it. And then it's up to you if you want long exposure or just, straight normal exposures too. I mean, sometimes it depends on the power of the waterfall as to if I would shoot it, try and freeze frame it instead, which then obviously you want a higher shutter speed for. So we're smack bang in the wet season up here in Far North Queensland, and I have just been drenched in sweat ever since I woke up. It is hot as now, all day, every day, just sweat. So I am a stinky boy. I'm gonna go for a dip. Alrighty, it's time for me to leave this beautiful place before the tour buses start rocking up and we get heaps of people here. After Josephine Falls, we've made a bit of a change. Last weekend we packed up the caravan and moved back to the flower farm, where we were last year. It's magic out here. Rainforests, running water, no rush. Having this on our doorstep makes it the perfect place to slow down and keep refining my photography. There's even a waterfall tucked away on the property, so let's head down there. But before we actually get to the waterfall, I thought I'd just show you guys just this little section that leads up to it. I mean, it's absolutely magical in here, as you can see from the footage. You don't have to go too far around here to find something beautiful to photograph. Yeah, I mean, the water's flowing so nicely and it's crystal clear now too. It looks so bloody good. So yeah, you can see the waterfall's just up there, and we'll go check that out in a second. But I'm loving how this light here, see how it's just hitting the water there and it's just making it like this beautiful colour. And like with the big trees and stuff in here, like, oh man, there's so much going on in the rainforest here, like constantly. I love it. Alrighty, now if you've been watching for a little bit, you would recognise this waterfall. This is just, yeah, obviously on the property still, but it wasn't flowing as well as it is now. Now it's quite nice. And the water here is just absolutely amazing. Oh man, this place. I'm so lucky that I get to just be able to explore this whenever I want. Now, I'm gonna just walk around as usual, just handheld, and just have a look around. So, what I like with waterfalls usually is I like to have something in the foreground that leads up into the waterfall. I don't like just capturing the waterfall on its own. That's just me, personally. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, probably spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes just walking around, getting a feel for the area, how it looks, and then, yeah, decide what kind of photo, what composition I'm going to run with after that. Now, it's actually dark enough in here that I don't even need to use an ND filter. It's about 1/6 of a second when I'm shooting at f9. So I've got a composition in mind now, down here with these rocks in the foreground. And yeah, I don't actually think I need to use an ND at all, which is pretty handy. All right, I've got the position that I want. Just got to get the tripod right, which just takes a little bit of manoeuvring. The tripod fell over and it put it into a perfect position. How's that? Well, at least I hope it's a perfect position. I mean, it looks a bit precarious, eh? Look. Don't know if you can see, but yeah, she's on the lean. But yeah, so there's the composition is these 3 rocks in the foreground, and then that one, like the 4th, 5th one kind of there in the distance, and then into the waterfall. So I'm focus stacking again for this image, as usual. Almost every image I'm focus stacking. Now, I'll show you. So the first one, focus on the closest object in the foreground, and then you can see how, well, I don't know if you can see on this camera, but behind is now all out of focus. So then I'd focus on the next one being those next rocks, and then the third one being in the distance where the waterfall is. So that would be a 3-shot focus stack. Now it's awesome because we're actually getting some light up on there on the waterfall. So timed this nicely. And I'm actually going to put a 3-stop ND filter on now too, it's just a bit fast for me. I just want it a little bit slower, shutter speed that is. So obviously when there's more light introduced into the scene, then that increases your shutter speed because you're getting more light onto the sensor of the actual camera. So the darker the scene, the slower the shutter speed, so that it can increase the light on the sensor and just give more light to it when you do the exposure, which is why you have to do such long exposures for astrophotography, because you want to absorb as much light as possible, which I'll be able to get into some astrophotography possibly tonight even, or to like early morning. The Milky Way core is back out, and the moon though is sitting right smack bang in the middle of that Milky Way core. Yeah, I'm much happier with those shots with the ND filter on. Just really smooths out this water and makes it look very nice. I was kind of hoping I was going to be able to get away without it, but now that we got some more light in here, yeah, she looks pretty good, I think. Man, my foot, like last night, got bitten by something and it's all like swelled up and red. I mean, you're constantly getting bitten by something up here, especially in the wet season, man. Like, oh man, the bugs are wild, or the insects, I should say. Thought I'd come over here just to scope out this side of it. I'm loving this tree growing out of the rock here, and I was hoping I could get a shot down in here somewhere, but I might have to go back over the other side, see if I can shoot it from that angle somehow. Just been playing around for a little while in here, and then I saw a snake in the water cruise through. Way too quick for me to be able to get it with the camera, especially because I don't have the long lens on right now, and my backpack's back over there. But that was cool. I haven't seen a snake like actually in the water before. Alrighty, came over to this side and I found amazing composition. Well, I think so anyway. I'm actually really excited about this one. It's exactly what I like, what I was saying before. It's something in the foreground leading up to the waterfall in the background again. But this time I've got this beautiful little kind of tree growing out of these rocks here. So it's going to work really well. We've had light coming and going, and the light sometimes gets lights up just this area right here in front of me where the tree is growing out, and I've got light on the waterfall with the rock and that tree growing out of it too. So I've actually got a beautiful composition right here, and this is why it pays to walk around more even after you've got your first shot, because now I actually think this is going to be the shot. Now focus stacking again, because see how close this these rocks with the tree is to the camera, and then the waterfall is in the distance. So yeah, just focusing on this for the first shot, focusing on that for the second. Just two images stacked together should make a really nice, beautiful shot of this waterfall. Now actually as well, you can see, well, you might not be able to with this camera, but these little branches here are moving in the breeze ever so slightly. So what I'm going to do is take off the ND filter and shoot those with a shutter speed of like 1/100th, maybe even towards 1/200th. And that will freeze those branches so that they don't just blurred in the image. So for the image then where I just froze those branches from the breeze, shooting at f11 still, just to keep it consistent throughout the image, and up the ISO to 2000, just so I could get 1/125th of a second. And that is perfect. Those are nice and sharp now and not blowing around, so yeah. Don't be afraid to up that ISO. Now see, I've got some beautiful light hitting this now, and there's still nice like fragmented light hitting the waterfall there as well. So don't be afraid to just stay in a position for a while and keep shooting, and then just like use whatever images you think is going to look the best for that final image. Now you can't come to a waterfall without having to swim too. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Cheers heaps for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed it, slap that like button, tickle that subscribe, and join me up here for more adventures in Far North Queensland next week. Cheers, guys.